Welcome back to the Love Soul Connection podcast. I'm so glad that you're here because today's episode is all about something that's essential to our daily well being, but often overlooked: the connection between sleep, sex, and happiness. When we think about a fulfilling, healthy life, we usually talk about eating well, exercising, managing stress, and all the other big things we are told that we need to focus on. But there are two things that don't always get enough attention: sleep and sex. And honestly, they are more intertwined than you might think. Think about it. How often have you had a rough night of sleep and the next day you are feeling sluggish, irritable, or just off? You know that feeling when you can't shake that tiredness or that your mood feels a little lower than usual. Now imagine that same tiredness creeping into your relationship. Maybe you're not feeling as connected to your partner, or intimacy feels like one more thing you just don't have the energy for. Suddenly, both sleep and sex are contributing to that sense of frustration or disconnection. On the flip side, think about those nights when you've had a really good, restful sleep. You wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and more focused. You're in a better mood. You might even feel more open to being close with your partner, whether it is holding hands, having a deeper conversation, or being physically intimate. So here's the thing: sleep and sex don't just coexist, they support each other. In fact, when you prioritize one, the other benefits, creating a beautiful cycle of emotional and physical well being. But it doesn't stop there. Both sleep and sex play a huge role in our happiness. When you sleep better, your body and mind have the chance to recharge, leaving you feeling more grounded, less stressed, and able to take on the day with a clearer mind. And when sex is satisfying, it releases those feel good hormones like oxytocin and endorphins, helping you feel happier, more relaxed, and more connected to your partner. It's like a magical two-way street. Each one boosts the other, ultimately leading to better happiness. Now, I know it's not always easy to connect the dots between these things, right? We all have busy lives, hectic schedules, and pressures from work, family, and personal commitments. Sleep gets pushed aside when we are too stressed or when we have a never ending to do list. And sex? Well, that can often take a backseat too, especially when we are feeling drained or disconnected. But trust me, prioritizing both sleep and sex is one of the best things that you can do for your happiness and your relationship. And today, I want to break down how exactly these three things, sleep, sex, and happiness, are so deeply linked, and how you can start creating that positive cycle in your own life. I'll be sharing some simple practical tips, real life examples, and helpful insights into how getting better sleep can improve your sex life and how great sex can lead to better, more restorative sleep. Sounds pretty great, right? So grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's dive into how sleep, sex, and happiness are not just connected, they are a powerful trio that can transform your life and relationship. Are you ready? Let's get started. All right, let's kick things off by talking about the first piece of the puzzle: sleep. I know it sounds simple. Everyone talks about needing a good night's rest, right? But what does sleep really have to do with sex? And why is it such a big deal when it comes to intimacy? Let's break it down. We all know that sleep is important for physical recovery. But did you know it's also crucial for your energy, mood, and even your libido? Think about it. After a really good night's sleep, you wake up feeling more energized, more alert, and generally in a better mood. You're more likely to have a positive attitude, be more patient with people, and yes, you're also more likely to feel interested in sex. But when you've had a poor night of sleep, well, the story changes. Lack of sleep doesn't just leave you feeling sluggish and irritable, it can also affect the very hormones that influence your sexual desire and performance. For both men and women, testosterone is a key hormone that plays a major role in libido. When you don't get enough rest, your body produces less testosterone, which can result in lower sexual desire and a reduced interest in intimacy. For women, poor sleep can also lead to imbalanced levels of estrogen and progesterone, which can also affect libido. I'll give you a real life example to make this clear. Have you ever been so tired after a long day that when your partner is trying to get close, you just can't seem to muster up any energy or desire? Your body is physically exhausted and your brain is overwhelmed with everything on your plate. So the idea of sex feels more like a chore than a pleasure. You might feel like you're just not in the mood, but really, it's not about lack of attraction. It's about being too tired to engage. Let's talk about how sleep impacts the mood too. When we are sleep deprived, we tend to get a little more irritable or anxious, right? Maybe you snap at your partner over something small, or you're just not feeling like yourself. It's hard to be emotionally connected when you're not rested because your mind is cloudy, your body is drained, and you're not in a relaxed state. When you're exhausted, the last thing you might want is to engage in intimacy or feel emotionally present. This leaves both partners feeling disconnected, which is the last thing that you want when you are trying to build a strong, healthy relationship. But here's the good news, you can fix this. Sleep hygiene, the habits that help you sleep better, can play a huge role in improving not just your rest, but your sex life as well. So, how do we get better sleep? Well, here are some practical tips to help you get a deeper, more restful sleep, which in turn will benefit your energy levels, mood, and libido. First thing, set a consistent sleep schedule. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your body loves routine, and a consistent schedule helps to regulate your internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed. Second is create a sleep inducing environment. Make your bedroom a sleep sanctuary. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet. This signals to your body that it's time to wind down. Consider using blackout curtains or an eye mask if light is an issue. And if you're a light sleeper, then noise cancelling headphones or a white noise machine can help you to drift off more easily. Limit stimulants before bed. Try to avoid caffeine or heavy meals at least a few hours before sleep. Caffeine can keep you wired, and eating right before bed can cause discomfort and disrupt your rest. Also, be mindful of alcohol. It might make you feel sleepy at first, but it can disrupt your sleep cycles later in the night. Wind down before bed. Engage in relaxing activities in the hour leading up to bed, like reading, meditating, or taking a warm bath. Avoid screens. Yes, I'm talking about your phone, tablet, or laptop, because the blue light can interfere with your body's production of melatonin, the hormone that helps you to sleep. And last, definitely manage your stress. Stress and anxiety are huge culprits when it comes to sleep disruptions. Finding ways to manage stress, whether through exercise, journaling, or talking it out with a trusted friend or partner, can help your mind relax and prepare for good sleep. To wrap up this segment, remember sleep and sex are directly linked. When you're well rested, your body is in a better place to enjoy intimacy, and your mood is more aligned with emotional connection. By improving your sleep hygiene, you'll not only be more energetic and emotionally available for your partner, but you'll also feel more desire and interest in the sexual connection. So start with getting that good night's rest and watch how it positively impacts your relationship. Now that we've discussed how sleep can affect our sexual energy, let's flip the script and talk about how sex actually helps to improve sleep. Sounds good, right? I mean, when you think about it, a lot of people report feeling so much more relaxed after being intimate with their partner, right? But why is that the case? What's actually happening in our bodies when we experience sexual activity that promotes a good night's sleep? The secret lies in hormones, specifically oxytocin and prolactin. You've probably heard of oxytocin being called the love hormone or the bonding hormone. It is a hormone that plays a huge role in building emotional connections between people. But what you might not know is that oxytocin also plays a major part in relaxation. When you experience an orgasm, whether alone or with a partner, your brain releases a flood of oxytocin. This hormone helps to reduce feelings of stress and anxiety, making it easier for your body and mind to unwind after the intensity of the day. On top of that, another hormone released during orgasm is prolactin. Prolactin is the chill out hormone. It is a hormone responsible for feelings of satisfaction and relaxation after sex. Think about it like the afterglow that follows an orgasm. It helps you to feel calm, centered, and ready for sleep. So, after a healthy sexual experience, your body is literally primed to sleep better. Now, you might be wondering, does this only apply to physical pleasure or does emotional intimacy also play a role? The answer is yes. Emotional intimacy is just as important. In fact, emotional connection during sex can amplify the benefits of the physical experience. When you feel connected to your partner, both emotionally and physically, your body releases even more oxytocin, which promotes that deep sense of well being. It's that feeling of closeness and trust that makes you feel safe and secure in your relationship. Think about couples who report feeling more connected and relaxed after being intimate. These couples often say that after an evening of sex, they sleep deeper, wake up feeling more refreshed, and even experience better overall health. This happens because intimacy, when shared with someone that you trust, creates a safe space to relax. It helps to lower anxiety, calm racing thoughts, and reduce stress, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep throughout the night. Let me give you a quick example. I've had clients tell me that after a long day at work, they are feeling stressed, exhausted, and mentally drained. But after a session of intimacy with their partner, they suddenly feel this massive shift. Their minds are quieter, their bodies feel more relaxed, and they drift off into sleep much more easily. They wake up the next day feeling more energized, happier, and more emotionally connected to their partner. It's like that act of intimacy resets their whole mood, both emotionally and physically. So, how can you create the right conditions for intimacy that will help you get better sleep? Here are a few tips. Number one, create a very relaxing bedroom environment. You don't need to turn your bedroom into a spa, but creating a calming space can make a big difference. Soft lighting, maybe a little aromatherapy, and a cozy atmosphere can help set the mood for intimacy and relaxation. And don't forget about the temperature. Make sure it's just right for both of you so you don't feel too hot or too cold during sex. Second, focus on the emotional connection. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the physical side of sex, but don't underestimate the power of emotional connection. Take time to engage with your partner emotionally. Talk, laugh, and be present with each other. This deeper emotional intimacy can enhance the release of oxytocin and make the entire experience more relaxing. Third, try some mindful practices before and after sex. Incorporating a little bit of mindfulness before and after intimacy can help to promote relaxation. This could be something as simple as deep breathing or focusing on being in the moment. By engaging your mind fully, you're more likely to stay relaxed during and after sex, which will allow your body to let go and transition into a peaceful sleep. The next thing that you can do is slow down and enjoy the process. Sometimes we rush through sex, whether it's because we are tired or just want to get to the end. But the more you slow down and savor the process, the more time your body has to release those wonderful relaxation hormones. Taking time to touch, kiss, and be present with your partner can lead to a more satisfying experience that results in deeper relaxation and a better night's sleep. And last, definitely avoid any stimulants. While this tip isn't directly about intimacy itself, what you do before sex matters too. So avoid caffeine or alcohol too close to bedtime, which can help your body to stay relaxed and receptive to intimacy. So there you have it. Sex can be a game changer when it comes to improving sleep quality. By enjoying intimacy and engaging both emotionally and physically, you are helping your body produce the hormones necessary for relaxation, reducing anxiety, and setting the stage for a deep, restorative sleep. When you're well rested, you're more likely to have better sex. And when you're having better sex, you're more likely to sleep better. It is a beautiful cycle. Let's dive into how both sleep and sex are crucial pieces of the happiness puzzle. If you've been following along, you're probably starting to see how these two elements are far more intertwined than we often think. And now we're going to talk about how they come together to create balance in our lives, boost happiness, and reduce stress. When we think of happiness, we often think about things like achieving goals, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing passions. But mental and emotional well being are just as important. And believe it or not, sleep and sex play a huge role in keeping us happy and emotionally balanced. So let's talk about how they work their magic, starting with hormones. Hormones like serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin are often referred to as the feel good hormones. These hormones are crucial in creating positive feelings and emotional stability. And guess what? Both sleep and sex are involved in boosting these hormones. Now, let's talk about how sleep and sex can help to balance your hormones and mood. First, let's talk about serotonin. This is the hormone that helps to regulate mood, and it's often associated with feelings of well being and happiness. When you are well rested, your body can produce more serotonin, making you feel better and more emotionally stable. On the flip side, a lack of sleep can lower the serotonin levels, which may leave you feeling irritable, anxious, or just off emotionally. Then there's dopamine, another key player in happiness. Dopamine is known as the reward hormone, and it is released when we experience pleasure, achievement, or excitement. And guess what? Both good sleep and sexual activity trigger dopamine production, helping you feel more motivated and content. When your dopamine levels are in a good place, you feel good about yourself and life in general. Finally, we can't forget about oxytocin, which is the love hormone. It has a huge impact on your sense of connection with others. It's what creates those deep, intimate bonds between partners and helps you to feel more relaxed and safe. A good night of sleep boosts oxytocin, and sex, particularly orgasm, releases oxytocin as well. When you get a good amount of both, you feel more connected to yourself, to others, and to your partner. That connection is a huge contributor to happiness. Now let's move on to the mental and emotional side of things. If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, you know how it affects your day. Everything feels off. You're tired, irritable, and mentally drained. Poor sleep affects your cognitive function, mood, and emotional resilience, making you more susceptible to stress. And it's no different when it comes to intimacy. When sex and emotional connection are prioritized in a relationship, they act as a buffer against stress. Why? Because these feel good hormones are working to calm your body, improve your mood, and reduce feelings of anxiety or tension. Emotional intimacy makes you feel supported, and when you feel supported, you're much more likely to handle stress with a calm demeanor. One of the biggest benefits of getting both quality sleep and intimate connection with your partner is the reduction in anxiety. Studies have shown that people who prioritize both sleep and intimacy experience lower levels of anxiety and are generally more content. If you think about it, both sleep and sex are deeply nourishing experiences. They restore your energy, ease your mind, and help you to approach life with more positivity and strength. I want to share a couple of real life examples that really highlight the magic of sleep and sex when it comes to happiness. Let's take Emma, a client I worked with last year. She had been struggling with balancing her demanding job, social life, and personal relationship. She often found herself staying up late, scrolling through her phone, and tossing and turning in bed, which made her feel sluggish the next day. As a result, she was irritable and emotionally drained, and her relationship with her partner was starting to feel distant. When we talked about improving both her sleep hygiene and intimacy with her partner, she committed to winding down earlier and spending more time focusing on connecting emotionally before bed. After a few weeks of prioritizing sleep and intimacy, Emma reported feeling less anxious, more energized, and more present with her partner. The emotional connection in her relationship deepened, and she woke up feeling rested and ready to take on the day. Her mental clarity improved, and she felt much more in control of her life. Another example is Ravi and Priya, a couple who had been married for 5 years. They both had high powered careers and found themselves always too tired for intimacy, which led to emotional disconnect. They started to focus on improving their sleep environment and creating more opportunities for physical affection. A couple of months later, they were both feeling more connected and their relationship felt less stressed. Ravi shared with me that they'd both noticed they woke up feeling more refreshed and their conversations with each other felt more authentic and emotionally open. The physical intimacy and better sleep helped them to feel more emotionally fulfilled and connected, leading to a happier overall outlook on life. Now, you might be wondering, how can you balance both areas of life to achieve optimal happiness? Here are a few tips that might help. First is create a healthy routine. Prioritize sleep by establishing a consistent sleep schedule. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. This will help to regulate your hormones and boost your overall mood. As for intimacy, make time for it. Even if it is just cuddling or sharing a few moments of closeness before bed. Consistency is key in both areas. Second thing, stay emotionally connected. Intimacy isn't just about the physical act of sex, it's about emotional connection. Make sure you and your partner are emotionally connected and supported in your relationship. This helps your body to release oxytocin and reduces stress, promoting relaxation and better sleep. Third, balance your stress. Both stress and anxiety can prevent you from getting quality sleep or having a fulfilling sex life. Practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or even a short walk before bed. This can improve both sleep and your sexual experiences. Practice some self care. Take time for yourself to recharge, whether it is through a bubble bath, reading a book, or having a quiet moment with your partner. Self care helps your body and mind to feel more nourished and balanced. And last, don't rush it. Both sleep and sex, they require time. Don't rush through either experience. Take your time and make it a priority. Set aside time for connection, relaxation, and deep sleep. By creating a healthy balance between sleep, sex, and emotional well being, you're not just improving your relationships, but also your overall happiness. When both areas are thriving, you're much more likely to experience lower levels of stress, better mental health, and greater emotional balance. It's a beautiful cycle that supports each other. As we wrap up this episode, it's clear that sleep and sex are not just separate aspects of our lives. They are intertwined in ways that significantly impact our overall happiness and well being. When we prioritize both, we create a beautiful balance that nurtures our energy, strengthens our emotional connections, and enhances our mental health. Good sleep doesn't just refresh us physically, it fuels our emotional and relational health, making us more present, engaged, and connected to ourselves and others. And just as importantly, healthy sexual intimacy, whether through connection, physical pleasure, or emotional closeness, contributes to better sleep and deeper satisfaction in all areas of life. Remember, it's not about striving for perfection, but creating habits and routines that support both areas in a way that feels right for you. Whether it's adjusting your bedtime, making more time for intimacy, or simply being mindful of how stress and emotional balance play into both, small changes can lead to big results. I encourage you to take the time to reflect on how you can improve both your sleep and your intimacy. Prioritize these elements and notice how your mood, energy, and happiness levels begin to shift. You deserve to feel rested, connected, and fulfilled in every aspect of your life. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope this episode inspired you to take the first steps towards nurturing a better, more balanced life. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so feel free to reach out and share them with me. Until next time, take care of yourself, both in the bedroom and in your bed. Here's to better sleep, stronger connections, and a happier, healthier you.